So many of you that come to the channel here know, especially when I'm out in the spring and that and riding a motorcycle and doing all that kind of stuff, I use Insta360 gear. This stuff right here. Like I love their gear. This is the Insta360 One R. This is an Insta360 One X2. This is the Insta360 Go 2, which I actually think is a really cool little camera. But today, right now, Insta360 actually just released the successor, I'd say, the successor to this guy. Yeah, to the Insta360 One R. And this probably out of all the Insta360 cameras that have come out from these guys, this one was my favorite. Just because of the fact that for the money that you spent, you got both a 360 camera and you got a 4K action camera, or you could even add I think it was a 5.3K 1-inch camera to this. If you wanted like a bigger sensor and better light and even better image than what the standard 4K could provide. But yeah, today they released the Insta360 One RS, the S, and I don't have it, not yet, but it's coming. I talked to Insta360 and I have one. One's on the way. It's coming. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what the RS has, what makes it a little different from the R especially, and why it may be a camera that you guys may want to get. Okay, my friends, so it's hard for me to talk about a camera that I haven't got in my hands yet, but because I love this camera so much, this guy right here, I'm going to say that the RS, my guess is, of course, it's going to be just better than this. So one of the biggest perks to this camera, of course, was the fact that it was modular. So it had like the brain, so the processor area, it had the camera area, and it had the battery. So all of this together, it enables it to, for one, just change pieces. So if you wanted to take the actual 360 camera off, and let's say you bought the twin pack, you could actually put just a standard 4K camera on here. If you want to get extra batteries, of course you can. If you scratched a lens, you didn't have to buy a whole new camera. You could just go out and buy this module, which was kind of nice. So that was a huge perk of this. Also waterproof, not that I tested it, but waterproof, they say. So the RS is coming out. A few features that are improved. So each of the modules really supposedly have gotten better. Now, I don't know if the 360 module itself has gotten any different. They say it's just a 5.7K, which is the same as this. So my guess is that the 360 part of it is going to be the same. The brain module, this part here, so of course, which incorporates the screen and all the processor, is different. It's been updated. So a few things that it can handle now, of course, is in the actual camera now, it has in-camera flow state stabilization. So inside the camera. So it's not something that you and I have to process either in our phone or in the studio app that we could do in a computer. So we can actually have that processed inside here, which can be a huge perk, especially when you're using like the 4K or the 5.3K or the 6K. 6K. Oh yes. This can now do 4K 60p, the new one, the RS. Of course, I'm showing you the R. Just realize I'm showing you the R because I don't have the RS in my hands, but the RS 4K 60, and it can also do, I believe, all the 4K, 4K 60 and down with HDR video. So if you like shooting with HDR, again, ensure that you're doing this not in a low light scenario. They recommend against that. Even with this one, I think, which did 4K 30 in HDR, you wanted to make sure that you did it outdoors with a lot of light. But seems to be a big improvement. And again, because this piece has been updated, you get those features. Of course, some of the other big ones, or probably the other one big one for sure, is the fact that because of the processor in here, this fella right there, in the RS, it can do 48 megapixel stills. Now, I believe that those 48 megapixel stills have to be processed in the computer app. So in the Insta360 Studio app, I think they have to be processed in there. Of course, when I get my hands on the camera, we will, of course, verify that and check it out. And if you've never actually used an Insta360 camera, some of the benefits of them in general, you have the invisible selfie stick, which is huge on all of them. Being able to have that kind of removed when you're shooting 360 footage. They have a new 360 reframing, which with your phone you can kind of just move it around and play your video back and actually have it framed so you can kind of track your 360, which is really cool. You have 360 horizon lock, which is on these, but supposedly again with the updated brain area, this module, it's even better and faster. You have a new, and this is the one that I'm probably the most excited about, to be honest with you. They have the new 4K module, and the new 4K module, I say 4K module, but it's called the Boost module, the Boost 4K, I believe, and it can actually shoot 6K in a like cinematic widescreen. So 6K in a cinematic widescreen. Yeah, I'm down. I'm definitely going to try that out because I shoot in a widescreen, not quite the widescreen that they use. Theirs is going to be a little tighter. I'll just kind of show you a sample, I think, some footage that's got that crop on it. So it's a little tighter than what I would shoot, but 6K. So we are definitely going to see if you can notice 4K over 6K for sure. AI editing with Shot Labs, so a whole bunch of new Shot Labs coming out. So for those of us that have used these, those are little like pre-done AIs inside, so you can kind of have the computer kind of just build this little video for you, which is kind of cool. I don't know how many of those are going to come down to the R, but I would think some of them. A new instant zoom, which is kind of cool. And of course, one of the big ones that they showed off is a new accessory, so a new cage. And one of the big things with the new cage, of course, is the fact that the way that you actually put the camera into the cage, it looks like it allows the camera module to be accessible, so you can actually change your camera module without having to go through a big pain of completely removing the cage every time you want to do it. And that cage is what is needed to give it up to 16 feet of waterproofing. Yeah. And of course, there's going to be a whole bunch of new accessories coming out for it. Now, the one accessory that I asked if I could possibly get, of course, was the mic adapter. And they said at this point in time, they didn't have any available for me, but that they would send one as soon as they could. Now, my hope is that I can get one within the next 2 to 3 weeks because we are going on holidays and it would be fantastic to be able to shoot with the new RS. And that RS, we're supposed to get our hands on probably in about a week, my guess is. They have it shipped, but of course, date says it should be here Friday, Saturday, somewhere in that range, this coming week. So we hope. But mic adapter is the big one because, of course, the 1R mic adapter, that adapter doesn't work on the RS. Of course, that's sad. So they said they would ship one before or as soon as they got one, as well as some of the other ones like the SD card reader, the adapter that you can get that we actually have for this fine fella. I don't believe it works for the 1R. I think it is camera specific. So because of that, we may get one. I don't think that's as big a deal for us, but maybe it is for you guys. But the actual mic adapter, we will be getting one. When? Not 100% sure. Hopefully sooner than later. But because of the fact that this is modular, what I want to try and see for you guys is, especially for those of us that have a 1R, if I have a 1R, for instance, can I take that boost lens and put it on here? Will I get some of the features? Maybe I lose some other ones, but do I get some other ones? Because then I could use the 1R's mic adapter. So A few things that I'm interested in, because one of the things with the 1R system was, because this was modular, again, if we broke one piece, we could replace that one piece without having to buy a whole camera, which is fantastic. But maybe I don't have an extra $550 to replace this camera and get a whole new one, but I'd like to just get the upgraded boost lens. So would that boost lens work with this brain? Or maybe I want the new brain and this 4K is fine. Or maybe I want to get the 1-inch sensor, and does that work with this one and the other one? Which, that one I'm pretty sure it does. As well as the battery. The battery is supposed to be updated. So if it's an updated battery, can I use this battery on the RS, and can I use the updated battery on the R? All kinds of questions that we're going to try to answer as soon as we get that camera, which again should be here hopefully this coming weekend. So a few things. You've been seeing clips of the RS, of course, while I've been talking. We're going to definitely be taking the RS out to do a whole bunch of video trials to see what it's like. And we hope to be going possibly on a little vacation in and around probably maybe the next 2 weeks-ish. And I think I'm going to bring that new camera and this one. Maybe and this one. And probably this one with me. And these are probably going to be the cameras that I bring, because they're just so nice to shoot with, because it captures everything. I mean, you're doing like a family vlog video. You don't necessarily need DSLR quality, right? You don't necessarily need that. You just want to capture the moments, and you want it to be stable, and you want it to be something that's not shaky, so people that watching it don't get seasick, right? So I'm super excited to try the new RS when it gets here, and we will have a ton of videos coming up on it. Oh yeah. So make sure that you guys get down there, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the little notification bell. I'm going to have a link to where you can get this down below. It's an affiliate link. If you're interested in the RS or the R or the X2 or the Go 2 or whatever, links are down there, and it does support the channel, which we appreciate. And that's it for today. More videos coming up tomorrow, and yeah, I'm excited. Later, guys.